Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC and welcome to this edition of Channel Chat. And guys, check out who is joining me today. None other than Dylan Mallery from Mallery Designs. Man, thank you so much for doing this. This is awesome.
For sure. Thank you for having me.
Oh man, we haven't talked in a while. I mean, we've talked, but we haven't talked in a while. And I know right before we started, we were talking a little bit about Blade Show and stuff, and you guys were there, had a good time at Blade Show. I didn't get to go, unfortunately, but sounds like you guys had a pretty good showing there, which is really, really good. It's probably a little different, a little, everybody trying to come back and okay, this is the first big one since everything got shut down. I'm sure there was a little bit of trepidation and everything, and we kind of talked about that too. But no, it's cool. It went off, and sounds like you guys did very well. So very, very glad to hear that. Very glad to hear that for you.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a good one. It was fun. It was good to be back in the setting of being with our friends and supporters and customers and stuff like that. Just being back with people.
Oh, sure. And I know Casey from Knives Fest. He was like, "Oh, I finally got to meet Dylan." And he was all happy that he got to meet you and stuff. So that's cool. And like you said, awesome. It's good that we can, finally get back, just get back to getting together.
Normal.
Yeah, right. Well, the whole normal thing. They throw around the words "new normal," which it probably will be to a point.
The new customs, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. But no, I'm really, really glad that worked out for you guys so well. I know I saw pictures, you were hanging out with Swags and Russell, and that was pretty cool. Got the band back together, so to speak.
Exactly. Yeah, it was fun.
Good. Well, I tell you what, man, I know what everybody wants us to talk about. I know what I want to talk about. So, and I know you're pretty proud of it, but so the new knife, Forest, correct? I want to make sure I'm pronouncing it correctly. Now, this is the first knife under the Mallery Designs LLC name, correct?
Yes, it is.
Dude, that is so, I am so very happy for you to be able to, you've got to, I know we've talked about it before, and it's something that you've been wanting to, obviously probably most knife makers want their own brand, their own knives.
Right.
And dude, I'm just really, really happy for you that you've been able to make that happen. That is really, really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very, very excited to have this actually in production or in hand and to fruition, as people say.
Sure.
So,
very awesome. We've been talking about it for a little while. There's been pictures back and forth, and when you first showed me that blade, I was like, oh my goodness. Yes. So, well, okay, just give us a little bit of background on Forest, if you will. Just kind of how and why it came to be, basically, if you would.
Yeah, so basically it's of course it's named after another dinosaur, and it is actually designed off of the dinosaur's skull in this instance. And that's usually where I go. All my stuff is usually very flowy, and I'm all about how silhouettes are on a knife. So if the silhouette looks good, then I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
And usually if it looks bad, then obviously I'm not too happy with a bad silhouette. But I'm very, very excited about this one. And it's such an awesome utility type knife. It's very epic. Very excited.
I love the blade shape. I love, like you said, the silhouette, the overall profile of the knife. It flows really, really well, and I just love the overall profile of it for sure. And now you've obviously got the blade hole, thumb flick for those of us that have a little bit harder time spidey flicking, but it looks pretty good size. So I think that should be I might even be able to. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it's a decent sized hole. You can do the middle finger, you can do first finger, you can slow roll it if you want, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just a very nice, a lot of options on opening this guy.
Okay, now tell us. Now, you put these on pre-order.
I did.
Yep.
Correct.
And by the time people see this, it's probably going to be a week after we record it. So at the time people are watching this, it'll have been on pre-order. If it's a week from now, about 2 weeks, right? Because
Yes.
we're about a week out from them going on pre-order right now, closed.
Exactly.
So they've been on order for 2 weeks, and you're doing 200 units.
200. Correct.
And we'll call it the first run. Okay.
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 First run.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't know. I hope. Do you have? I guess I would say you probably have hopes of doing more.
I have
or not.
I don't really have hopes on doing another run. If I do, it may be a different material.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What I have here.
Okay.
So it just kind of varies. Some people want a budget model already, and it's kind of like, you know, with the budget models, you have to do more units.
Sure.
So it's kind of the demand's not there. I don't really want to try to push for all of that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But if the demand's there, then I'll do it. I'll do a budget run. If not, I'll maybe do a different run in like my Carta, different blade steel.
Sure.
Maybe, but I'll still keep it to maybe like 200 units, maybe 250.
Okay.
You know, it just depends on how it feels, I guess.
So give us a little breakdown of what we get in this forest. Obviously, we got carbon fiber.
Yes. So we have a nice marble carbon fiber. I don't know how well it's picking up, but it's very nice marble carbon fiber. There's very little voids. Mine probably do because they're prototypes. So I do have a couple void spots, but for the most part, I don't have any. And then we have S35 blades with titanium pivot collar, titanium backspacer, and then we have a titanium pocket clip.
Man, that looks good. Sorry, I'm sitting here drooling over it.
I'm so happy with these, especially because this knife I designed this knife in 2018, and so it took me this long to get to where this is now.
Sure.
And so I was very thrilled to get it to this where it is now.
I think that's pretty cool, and maybe that the fact that you're only going to do, you know, right now you plans on having just this one run, 200 units, man, to me, that makes the knife even a little bit more sought after, if you want my honest opinion, because I am super, super stoked that I have one coming, and to find out, you know, to hear you say that, I really don't call myself a collector. I mean, do I have a collection of knives? Yes, of course I do, but I don't see myself as a collector. But that's kind of, it rings that little collector bell. I was like, oh, cool. This is going to be a little bit more, you know, sought after, hopefully. And oh man, that's really, really cool. Now, yeah, if you would do, you know, and I know that was, of course, I've gotten some, you know, some comments like, oh, you know, it's just a little bit out of my range. And, you know, I understand that for some people.
Right.
But, you know, I'll tell you, I'm on board. I mean, there's just no question about it, you know, and a lot of it, and I'll be truthful, a lot of it comes because of you and knowing you and knowing, and we've talked, like I said, we've talked in the past, and just knowing you and the type of person you are, it makes these type of knives just so much more fun for me. Like Adrian's knives, you know, knowing Adrian and meeting Adrian, it makes me want to be a part of it even more.
Right. Yeah, he's a nice.
So that's really, really cool. Now, it's got a nice, good sized forward finger choil on it too, so you can really looks like you can really choke up on it. And
yes, this choil is actually, it's a 1-inch choil. From here to here is 1 inch.
Okay.
Very good size. I have small hands, obviously, so you know, when people are like, oh, it looks kind of small, but yeah. So I guess that's the best angle right there. Yeah, and then you get a lot of meat hanging off, of course. So you have a 4.4-inch handle and a 3.5-inch blade.
Cool. Nice. Now,
Yeah.
3.5. Now that looks like your cutting edge is gonna probably be, if it's a 3.5 blade, are you talking blade or are you talking cutting edge?
That's the whole blade. The cutting edge is right under 3 inches.
There you go. You kept that 3-inch. You kind of got it underneath that 3-inch. So a lot of people that have that three, well, we do here in Washington, and it's not really looked at too drastically, you know what I mean? But I know in some places it is. In some places it is, a lot more. So like our thing here is fixed blades. Fixed blades draw too much attention. So, but that is, oh man, I'm so, now a question that I have been getting, and you might not have the answer to this, but you might. So we're putting them on pre-order, correct?
Correct.
Do you have a rough timeline to when they might go out?
Well, my what I've been telling people is it's roughly about 3 months, but until I confirm with the factory the actual production, they'll give me the estimated date. So I'm not 100% yet, but once I confirm with them, then I can post it and say, yeah, for sure it'll be, X amount of months, or however long it's going to take.
Sure. So that's the thing. You get the pre-order, you put the pre-order in, and then production starts at that point, and they give you a timeline from there.
Correct. And I will say we have made our mark on our goal to actually start production.
Oh, right. That was 100, right?
Yes. So I've made the goal, and I'm just waiting for everything to kind of to, what's the word? When it clears, there we go. I'm waiting for the funds to clear so then I can then send it to the manufacturer.
Gotcha. Okay. So, very good. So those the first 100 they'll start production on, and then will they produce the whole 200 and then however, let's say like right now 120 of them have been sold. Those 120 are spoken for, and then now can we talk about who's the OEM?
Oh, yes, for sure. So Artisan is actually manufacturing these for me.
Okay.
So of course it's going to be Artisan. They work with S35 all the time. Right. A lot of my prototypes are actually in S35 from Artisan.
Okay.
And then they upgrade the steel for the production runs. So they do a very good job on the S35. I think my prototypes, they rock weld out at about 60.
Okay.
Maybe 61 on the high side.
Okay.
But they're right there at a good heat treat. I have no issues with their S35 in particular. It could be different per person.
Sure.
So yeah, it is Artisan cutlery. And then since I met my goal, they're going to produce the whole 200.
Sure.
And then the remaining stock will be kept with me until I sell those.
Okay. So they'll basically, if somebody buys one, they'll basically come direct from you. Cool. Right on. And that's exactly where I was going with that. So I appreciate that. But I know I saw, you posted pictures on Instagram and stuff. The cards you've been filling out, and they're numbered and all that stuff. That's really cool. That's a nice little extra touch that I think, that's really cool, man, that you're doing that with them. And I guess that probably comes along with being we'll call it sort of a limited run. Well, it is a limited run. I mean, 200 units is not, it's not a huge number. So they pretty much are a limited run. So you get that little bit of extra, I don't know, feel good, we'll call it.
Yeah. So I'm going to do so this is what the card looks like. And this is what it looks like when I got it. So I wrote all this stuff, and then I had them all printed out. And then, I put, because the knives are sterile. They're 100% sterile except for my logo on the pivot.
And I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
And sorry, I have to tell you, we talked a little bit, and we joke around in the lives and stuff about Nelly and how much she likes Dylan. That is like, I showed her that, and she's like, that's perfect. So you you struck every chord with her when it comes to a knife, man. She loves when people take advantage of the pivot, and you, boom, you did it. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I do that on when I post my renders. I have the M on the pivot, and I'm like, I'm gonna do that one day. So I decided to do it, and then so the COAs in this instance have all the information, blade steel material, and then of course I then go in and number it and sign it, and this is what it looks like after it's filled out.
That's very cool. That is awesome. And now I know people were wondering, and I'm pretty sure you verified it with a few people. Like, we're doing the pre-orders and say their order is number 86. Does that mean they're going to get knife 86?
Yes, it should mean that. That's what I tried to do, because you know, order number 2, it should be number 2 to that person.
Yeah.
But I had an issue with a person who wanted a refund, and they were like number 40 something.
Okay.
And I'm hoping that didn't throw off the system, because I had to put it back in the, you know, in stock. So I'm hoping it didn't change the numbers, if that makes sense.
Oh, no, I get, yeah, I totally get what you're saying. Now, could you basically manually, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Say number 40 was the one that got, you know, kind of messed up in the batch, we'll call it. And so, I mean, I guess the thing is to have the lower numbers, right? Is that the goal? I mean, in a run of 200 knives, I think anything from 1 to 200 is pretty good. Now, I'm guessing, sure, like some people want the single digits, and I don't get that, you know, like deep into it, you know. So what I get is what I get, and I'm happy to get it, you know. But yeah, I guess I see what you're saying, though, how that could kind of throw it off a little bit, to try to keep that, you know. And I don't know, I know there's guys already trading.
Yeah, I have four people total trading. Well,
because
2 groups,
of the numbers,
they're trading with each other, right?
Yeah, I know. I think one of them is Eggs and Ham 22. He got order number 21, so he figured out who got order number 22, and they're gonna swap or whatever. I guess 22 is his number apparently. So that's cool. I mean, people can do that. That's cool.
Yeah, I had another guy ask me if he could trade, and fortunately, I know the guy who got the number he wants.
Oh, there you go.
I can message him and say, hey, you know, it's not just some supporter that I don't talk to. It's actually somebody I talk to. So I'm like, maybe I can talk to trading. So
yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So very cool, man. Like I said, dude, I am very, very excited for you. And this, I know it's something you've been working for a while, because I mean, we've kind of been talking about it since we started talking. This has been your ultimate goal, and I'm just super, super happy that you were able to make it happen. And it's very cool that Artisan was on board with you, you know, and helping you make that happen. And Russell's a good guy. Hopefully you had him in your back pocket and you guys just wrote it out and went to town with it.
Yeah, Russell's like, oh, I want a prototype, and I'm thinking, maybe. So, you know, Russell's always there. He's a big supporter of mine, of course, and
sure,
you know,
sure,
he's a great.
Well, I mean, you've done knives with Artisan and CJRB before, so I mean, quite a few actually. You've done several knives with them. I mean, of course I'm going to have my Dylan knives handy. But I still love this knife. Dude, to be perfectly honest with you, I think I don't have all your designs, so I'm sorry. I don't have all your knives, but I got quite a few. So okay. That's funny. I don't even have all my knives.
Yeah, we're good on that one.
But no, the Centros. I tell you what, the Centros was it the Archeo? No, it was the Archeo. Was really the first one that I really, you know. And I have the small. This is the Blade Show exclusive.
Yeah,
and
very nice.
I forgot to ask Nellie before because she stole my original Archeo. She's like, oh, this is mine now. Okay, all right. But so I wanted another one, so I ended up getting this one. But then when the Centros came out, it was for full size. It fit me just a hair better than the Archeo did. Just the way my fingers land on it and everything. And I was like, oh man. So definitely, and then of course I do have because I do love Artisan CJRBs.
That's a good one. That looked really nice with that aftermarket acid wash.
Oh, BJ Hill did a tremendous job on this knife, and he's done that on a few of my knives for me. But yeah, that one is just that kind of acid wash he put on it, and then
bronzing.
Yes, it fits so well. It looks awesome. Then of course he acid washed the clip and stuff and the liners and everything. It just turned out so well. And I believe he even, yes, this one and my Centauri,
nice.
He kind of bead blasted the micarta a little bit.
Okay.
To really bring out the texture. And man, this thing has got an amazing grip on it now. So
yeah, that's
very,
awesome.
very
really
happy with that. Very happy with that. And of course, can't forget this little guy.
The Biome. Yeah. I love that little guy.
I do too, man. It's a slicey little devil. Yeah, it really is.
A nice slip joint for sure.
And it's a nice, very nice little slip joint. And it's on the smaller side, of course, but I mean, I can still get a great 4-finger grip on it. And I really like how you did kind of the choil right here to actually help that initial, that first finger get a really good grip right there. So, yeah.
I want to do another slip joint, but Artisan is kind of like, I kind of filled the niche with the Biome.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, maybe, just maybe come up with something and see if we like it. And then, if not, then if not, but I'm like, yeah, but the Biome is really good. It does stand on itself pretty well.
Oh, it does. I think it does. Without that, it's nice. And it's nice and slender.
It's so
it
nice.
Just, I've got several slips that it just like slides into real nice, or you can just pocket drop it. You can fifth pocket carry it. I don't typically do that with this one. It's usually either a pocket dropper or I put it in a slip. That's how I carry it. That's just me. But and it does, it does have a little bit of a lanyard post back here. So you could, if you wanted to fifth pocket and put a little bit of a lanyard on it, you could definitely do that. So
I don't have a Biome, and every time I get one, I always give it away because I'm like, oh yeah, here, have this one. But then I don't have one for myself. So if I like a handful at a time, and I just keep giving them away. So
that's just because you're a darn nice guy, Dylan.
Yeah, it doesn't work out for me very well.
Oh yeah, yes. Swipe right for Dylan, right?
That's right.
That's right. Hashtag swipe right for Dylan.
I put these up as a size comparison because I know.
Oh yeah, go for it, man.
I know most people have these models.
Sure.
So hopefully that's a good size reference for.
I'm gonna visually size reference it with you. So it looks like it's just slightly shorter than the Centros.
So the blades are about the same.
Yeah.
On these models, but then of course if you look at the handles, you have probably about half an inch.
Yeah. Okay.
Different.
Okay. So we're looking at about all right.
Yeah, right at about where the screw is about where the handle is off. So
right, and that still gives me plenty. It still gives me plenty of room. And then without forward finger choil, you have room for days. I would for sure.
Yeah.
So that'll be great.
Little it's hard to tell, but I have this little ramp that goes down.
Oh, okay.
Goes into.
Sure.
I have a let me grab this. I have a 3D printed one right here.
Okay.
And it's very blue, so it's easier to see what we're talking about. So these are actually exactly the same. But if you see,
oh yeah,
it's
yeah,
got that little
for sure. Yeah, I can definitely see
downward
that.
to your thumb rests very well on that.
There you go. Yeah.
So,
yeah, you can definitely see it a little bit better. I think with the carbon fiber and the black background, it's not as easy to see, but you can definitely see it on this one. Yeah.
right. Yeah, it's a good one. I'm very thrilled. And I kind of feel like I'm too happy about this, but it's like this is like one of my first OEM baby, you know.
Oh,
So I
of
have to be,
course.
yeah, full
man.
of myself on this one. But
of course. Yeah,
I'm so stoked.
you got every right to be, man. You got every
I'm so
right
happy
to be
with this one.
stoked about it. It's fantastic, man, that you've got now. Okay, so we have the forest on the screen, right?
Right.
I'm gonna show this one for now.
Okay.
This is the with armor, right?
Correct. The with armor, they call it the sheep's foot.
Sheep's foot, yeah. Now, this was the first, correct?
Yes, that one, and I have a clip point with armor as well called
right.
the Dro.
Right.
And those two were my first collaboration pieces.
And then now we've kind of got a full circle here from the first, and now we have the forest on the screen, which is, and we've had several good ones in between. Now unfortunately I don't have any of the, we'll call them the current artisan models. I don't have any of those in the collection yet. Sorry.
It's okay.
But you actually, oh, come on now. I'm drawing a blank. Oh, it was going to be released as artisan, and then it got released under the CGRB. Help me out. I'm blanking out here, man.
Silax or
Thank
Silax.
you. Thank you. Golly. So that one, and I like, now I said, fixed blades. I don't do a lot with fixed blades. I don't EDC fixed blades a lot just because, as I said, unwanted attention, that type of thing.
Right.
But I tell you what, I like that. It was a good, I tell you what, I really liked it in the kitchen. I'll be perfectly honest with you, I did.
It's a nice kitchen knife. We made the blade wider as well. So it's about, I think it's 1 1/4, maybe 1.3.
Okay.
And so it's still more of a utility knife.
Yeah.
But it's now better in the kitchen than it was before.
Okay. And even like camp, would it make a great camp knife? Absolutely. It absolutely would. I see that. Well, like you said, it is very utilitarian.
Right. Yeah, that was my purpose, is to be like a nice utility knife.
Yeah.
I didn't really want it to be a full-on kitchen knife, and I didn't want it to be just a full-on camp knife. I was like, yeah, I'll just make a utility knife, because I love utility knives, especially in the kitchen.
Sure.
And so I figured it would fit the bill very well in that area.
Oh, for me it did. I'll tell you that right now. I definitely thought it was perfect. It was perfect for it. So, yeah, I'll probably end up having one because I know Nellie liked it in the kitchen as well. So, but so wow, man, I'm just really, really stoked. I'm really, really stoked about the forest, man. It makes me very happy to see that happen for you. It really, really does.
Well, thank you.
It means a lot. It's I said the same thing, with like, when David came out and he brought out the Orion knives and stuff. And it's really cool, especially for guys that I know and have talked to see them make their dreams come to life, so to speak.
Especially David, because he's been doing this forever, in the knife world. And then to see him actually make a knife and design a knife and have it put out is pretty awesome.
Oh, it is. And even, and like you being a knife designer, and you and Adrian and just guys, and like I said, I stick, it means more, well, to me, because I know you guys, and I've talked with you guys, and it makes me really, really happy to see that happen for you. Now, trust me, I would be totally cool with a budget version of the forest if that should come to pass. It's like you said, everything has to work out, everything has to fall into place for that to happen, and I totally get that. What now you're talking? What your budget, when you do budget lines, what is a steel that you kind of like to stick with, go with? Now I know like the Biome is a 12C, and the Centros, we're talking D2 on that. Do you have a preference, or is it basically best fit for what you're doing?
I like D2, but that's just because of me. And then I don't have any issues with D2 rusting, and especially living in Georgia, and it's like 80% humidity right now, and it's 90 degrees outside. I don't have any issues with rusting, but I think as more people use D2, obviously now it's a very common thing.
Right.
And so I'm starting to think more about, maybe like Nitro V Nitro V.
Yeah.
Maybe even another type of stainless, like a 9CR. But I'm not the biggest fan of 9CR, but I don't have issues with it. I just don't prefer it for what people price it at most of the time.
Sure.
So
I hear you.
That's my personal thing. Some people price it way too high especially for productions versus like little batch stuff like this. But
okay.
Yeah.
And I suppose obviously the more numbers you produce, obviously probably I'm guessing, the price obviously probably changes.
Right. Yeah, for sure. I think Nitro V would be like the big one right now. I think that's what some companies are moving to, which is pretty sweet.
You're seeing a lot more of it. Yeah. Yeah, you are. You're seeing a lot more of it.
Yeah, so I think that would be a nice change of pace to see a different budget steel being more used, I guess.
Sure. No, I totally get that. Now, I'm still, I guess I get stuck in my ways. I'm a huge fan of the 14Cs and the VG10s, and you're kind of, are they still getting used? Sure. I think VG10's getting used less and less, it kind of seems like.
Yeah, that's very true. See, I forgot about VG10.
And I really like VG10. And the reason why I like it is because I can, just for me, it sharpens really, it does sharpen really well. And it seems to hold an edge, pretty darn good.
Steel. Yeah.
And I think it's probably still being used more in like kitchen aspects. I think you see that quite a bit.
And kitchen would probably be the most common use, will be kitchen knives.
I think so.
But like Spyderco, they do a great job on sharpening their VG10. It's super sharp, very bitey, so I do like VG10, and Artisan uses VG10 too.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, it's very good steel. But yeah, I think you're right. It's getting less used now because of all the new stuff that's being put out. So
yeah. Because of the Nitro Vs and the the things that are coming out. Yeah, I think you're right. I think I would definitely agree with that. So I hope it doesn't go away altogether, because I still like it.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
That's
a good steel.
That's just me though. So the Forest is coming out. Are you? Well, this is probably a dumb question. You're a designer. You got other things rolling around you're working on and planning, and
I do. So
that's cool.
Like we talked about earlier, we have the Artisan stuff that's coming out, the Silex and the Hystrix, which I don't have either one of those on me personally. Right. My friend is actually borrowing them. His wife likes to cook, so she's testing out the kitchen knife.
There you go.
But so then I have the Civivi knife coming out soon as well. This will be releasing in, I think, August. It'll be hitting retailers.
Nice.
So I'm very excited about this. And I also I don't know if I should say it, but I have an interview coming out with Civivi as well, talking about the Hadros as well. So
do you
look forward to that soon? Yeah, I did it at the show. So it was kind of like an impromptu type thing. They were like, hey, do this interview. And I'm like, I'm really shy. They're like, oh, you'll be fine. So you know, we'll see how well it turned out and how much they actually use of me talking. You know, it could just be like, yes, the Hadros, and that cuts off. But
well, give us a little bio on the Hadros, if you would.
So the Hadros is another dinosaur, and the this part is, of course, the back of the head of the Hadrosaurus, and then because it has like that weird, I don't know what they call it, but it's got this thing that sticks off the back of the skull.
Okay.
And so it kind of comes from that. And this is a very slim knife. And I know a lot of people are complaining that I do too many slim knives. And, you know, it's kind of my fault for having small hands. But, you know, it's very thin. It's probably almost the same thinness as the Biome. It's like 1/2 inch thick.
Oh, really?
So,
really?
Yeah. It's a very small knife.
Oh, wow.
But,
all right.
So there's the Rhea with the Hadros. It's very thin.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
So that's why I'm kind of happy about the 4S as well, is it's a little wider than what I'm usually used to doing.
Okay.
So pretty stoked. But yeah, I'm very happy with this. I don't know the blade steel that they're going to use on the Hadros, and I know they went to micarta though.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, I don't know. They had micarta at the show. They had a ton of micarta.
Oh, cool.
So I don't know if they're going to go strictly micarta, but that's what I saw. So
I love micarta. I mean, I do like G10, but I mean, I love micarta and the way it feels in hand. I have had some micarta that's been a little slick just because all the voids for fill up with epoxy and stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, when in the production process, and it does kind of give it a little bit of a slick feeling, but I do love the micarta. Now, so you're not sure on what blade steel that one's going to come out in?
Correct.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Mine are in D2.
Okay.
But, you know, that doesn't say much on a prototype. So.
Well, and you want to talk about people using all sorts of blade steels, man. Civivi is definitely, I mean, and that's really, really cool because they keep it, I mean, man, S35s and 14Cs and Nitro V.
Mm-hmm.
The Nox was just in Nitro V.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Nice.
So and they keep them really budget friendly. So I like that. I like that.
And they're gonna do a Damascus one too. I saw that as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
Oh, yeah. Are you a Damascus guy? Do you really like Damascus?
It's starting to grow on me because the Artisan has done a couple of my knives in Damascus.
Sure.
And then Knife Center has an exclusive in Damascus and Packwood.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that would be a nice pair with each other.
Now, I have where Damascus gets me is I have a hard time with carbon fiber in Damascus. Because for me, I guess visually, it's almost like there's too much going on between the two. And then that's just me, you know, now I did have, and you're talking about the Packwood and Damascus. I had which one was it? Was it the Pintail that I had from Civivi? That was in sandalwood in Damascus. Now that looked, I did like that. It had a really good look to it. So maybe the wood in Damascus is where I have to go to get my, you know, I'm not really on the Damascus train, so to say, but definitely I guess it's growing on me, like you said, you know, even like carbon fiber. I wasn't really big on carbon fiber to begin with because I hadn't seen good carbon fiber. Most of the carbon fiber I'd seen was at Peel and Ply, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, when you're talking about something like that, the marbled, and that is definitely my favorite, is the marbled carbon fiber. That looks fantastic.
They were like, what kind of handle material do you want? I'm like, marble carbon fiber. Can we get that? And they're like, yeah, no problem. I was like, okay, I'll take it.
Nice. Excellent.
I'm so stoked.
Yes, I am too, man. I am too. And I know, you know, there might be a little bit of a wait, but I'll wait. I'm not in it. I'm so glad that I was able to get on it and get one. So
yeah, I appreciate it.
So now, as of right now, you said you still have a few.
Yeah, well, as of I'll just say as of now, as of this video today, which is the 9th of July, I have 85 in stock right now.
Okay.
So doing pretty well.
That's good. That's very good.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully by the time it airs, you might have 5. Let's hope for that. How's that?
Hopefully I'll have, yeah.
Or
exactly.
none. Or none.
Or none.
And that would be good. That would be good.
That would be ideal, of course.
Yes. And I know, I mean, we've talked about it a little bit, and I think if people know that maybe that some people are thinking, oh, this is a first run, I'll get in on the next one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe
they might think like a proof run. Some people do proof runs and then they go to production.
But to know that this may be the only run of this knife, now that might help. I hope it does.
Yeah, and I'm trying to tell people too that I may not do another run of this, so it just depends.
Yeah, no, I hear you for sure. You've got to do what you've got to do, and I've talked to this with other designers, but it's hard for an independent designer, an independent knife maker. It really is.
Yeah, if it wasn't for like Arcane Designs and Niche Knives and those guys, I probably, and of course Chris Cerberus, they all helped me kind of push into going the OEM route. Yeah. Because I was very nervous and very like, I don't think I could do it. And they're like, no, just do it. Just go for it. So I was like, okay. So I did it, and I'm glad I did, because of course it was successful. So I'm very, very thrilled that it was a success. So.
Oh yeah, and that's awesome that you got guys. I was really hoping that you could, make it happen, and I said it several times, but I'm very, very excited for you that it was able to come true. And man, I'm just excited, man. I'm looking so forward to getting it in hand. Very. So we got Blade Show West coming up. Is that on your radar? Are you planning on it? Are you thinking about it? What's the?
So I haven't been asked by I'll just say anybody. Everybody knows I usually go with the Artisan, but I haven't been asked by anybody to go yet. But either if I'm pretty sure I'll work the show, just because I always work the shows. But I'm planning on going regardless. I want to go, so I'm planning on going regardless of if I'm working or not. And that goes for USN as well. I plan on going to USN as well. So
okay,
I'll be excited.
When is that?
I don't remember which one is in. I think Blade Show is in October, right?
Yes.
So then USN is November.
Oh, okay. And where's that at?
That'll be Vegas.
Oh, Vegas. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Yeah. Nice. Well, cool, man. That would be cool. A couple of trips back to back there. Getting out into the world.
Yeah, it's in my head to go regardless if I'm working, because I want to go to California because I've never been. I think that would be super cool. And then I love Vegas, so I would like to go there to see some friends and hang out. So
like, you're in Georgia, correct?
Right. Yes.
So Atlanta is like, quote unquote, basically right around the corner, so to speak.
Yeah, from where I am right now, I'm like maybe 35-40 minutes from Atlanta.
Oh yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, not too bad.
No. So you've never been to California?
I've never been to California. I've
cool.
never traveled actually until I got into the knife world.
Okay.
So I've been to Vegas a ton. Of course, I went to Oregon.
Yep.
And that's about it, really.
And I know.
So yeah, this is fun.
Adrian's talking about hopefully being there.
That'd be awesome.
Oh, it would get everybody back together, and Zach and together. Yeah, you, me, Zach, Peter, Christine, Adrian, Russell, Marshall. Yeah, I don't know if Marshall would come down. I don't know. That guy's been busy lately.
Yeah.
Busy.
Yeah, I don't talk to him as much as I'd like to.
Agreed. But I'm right there as well. There as well. But
I did see he got on the OEM. So.
Oh, nice! Cool. Excellent. Very good.
I'm glad he jumped on that.
That doesn't surprise me because I think
yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
He's pretty much in the same. I think he's pretty much in the same boat I am. A Dylan knife comes out, it's just like, oh man, I gotta get it. If it's not right now, I gotta get in on it. And
right.
But I am very happy that I did. Now that you said, this may be the only run of it, because that I didn't want it to be, but that kind of flitted through my head. It's like, oh man, yeah, no, I got to get in on this initial run. I just have to, but now knowing there might not be one, a second one, I am very glad that I did. And I think pretty much everybody is, and we need to get the word out there. The forest needs to be in. We need to have the forest in 200 people's hand.
Right. It needs to get out there and go to your new homes.
So now, obviously, are they the knives actually numbered?
They are not. And
okay.
I've debated on that as well, just because
that's fine.
People want it, but like, I think if I'm going all sterile, I think it should just be sterile. But of course I can hide it somewhere, like on the tang.
Sure.
I'm
sure.
fine. But these will be the new ones will be stone washed and not satin like this one. So it'll be stone washed, and then the titanium pivot collar will be blasted to match the rest of the titanium.
Ooh, I do like a good stone wash.
Yeah, and Artisan does a good job.
So. They do. Yeah.
I'm kind of pushing for it. So yeah. And then if I have some left over, I have some special thoughts in my head for like a limited edition. They'll be like one-offs essentially, that I have in my mind already that I want to do if I have extras. So.
Oh really?
Yeah, I have a buddy who does some aftermarket work, so I have some things are cooking in my head. So
he's getting sneaky on us now.
That's right. Oh, exactly.
Very cool. Very cool. So the Civivi, you said you think it might be coming out in August. That's cool too. Well, I will definitely be keeping my eyes open for that one as well. And
I'm stoked for this one. It's because this has been so long since I've done, showed pictures, released it. It's been over a year to get to this point where we can actually say, yeah, it's coming out.
Right.
So I'm very excited.
And that's the one thing is the knife designing, from design to production, especially like somebody like you, an independent designer, it's not a quick process.
No, it like this, like I said, for the forest, it took this will be 3 years to get to where we are now.
Yeah.
And then this one took, besides the year that we waited, it probably took about 8 months to design.
Okay.
Roughly.
Right.
And then it just waited on to get to the production aspect. That was the longest wait, not the actual designing, but yeah. It took a while.
In your experience, and I know with the forest being the first under your own brand name, do you think it moves faster if it's we'll say a Civivi knife designed by Dylan Mallery? Does you think that process goes quicker at all than doing an OEM, or is it really kind of hard to say?
I think that would come down to probably the support that you get.
Okay.
So I think it goes, and plus it probably depends on your name as well. So
yeah. I mean, I understand that. I get what you're saying there. Yeah.
So
I get what you're saying there.
I won't call people out because some people don't like that. But if a bigger name, quote bigger name, puts out a knife and I put out a knife at the same time with the same company, they might do better than me.
I totally get what you're saying. So, and Dylan Mallery is a big name. It is to me.
I appreciate that.
Mallery.
Yeah, I think it just depends on your support. So
and that makes a lot of sense. And there again, in saying that does make it kind of harder for the new upcoming knife designers, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And, you know, that's why you have people like us that try to support and try to promote and try to help out with
Of
the
course.
new people and stuff like that. And,
Of
you know,
course.
hopefully it works for the best.
Well, that's all. That's all you can do, right? Put your best foot forward, and you know it's gonna go how it goes. We hope it goes well. I mean,
Right.
that's
Yeah, you just hope it goes well.
and that's anything. That's anything you
Right.
do. I mean, that's not just knife design. That's in anything.
Right.
That's in life in general. You just make a decision, go with it, and let the chips fall where they may. That's about all you can do.
Exactly.
So I think you're stacking your chips pretty high, my friend. I really, really do. And the forest is I think it's gonna be a shining example of that. It is. It is a shining example of that because you're progressing and you've come a long way, which is really, really cool. Really
Yeah,
cool.
I appreciate it. It means a lot.
So man, I hope you can. I hope you do come to Blade Show West. That would be really awesome. I know there's been some grumblings in the world.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and I mean I don't want to get too deep into it, but the whole COVID thing kind of rearing its ugly head potentially, and
Yeah.
with the variants and everything like that, and it sounds like California is kind of so I'm like, oh man, come on. I missed Blade Show. We gotta have Blade Show West. We gotta have Blade Show West.
Yeah, I think the way we're moving, and plus like we were talking about off camera, with everybody being, or hopefully most people being vaccinated if possible. Hopefully, I mean, it feels like Blade Show is definitely pushing forward,
Yeah.
regardless of what's kind of going to happen.
I hope so.
And you just hope that everybody is just, you know, going to stay safe and just be smart about what's happening.
Sure.
But I'm definitely gonna go.
Cool.
If it allows for it, I'm going. So
yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody, because I mean, and we pretty much everybody that I talk to in this format is that's probably the biggest reason why I go to these things. I mean,
yeah.
sure, I want to go see the knives and I want to do that, of course, you know.
Right.
But I want to go see, talk, hang out, have a beer with Dylan.
Right. I want to see
Adrian
friends,
and, you know,
exactly.
Zach and Peter, and because like I said before, just get everybody together and just have a good time. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I mean,
A
I
lot of
love
fun.
but the people you meet in this community is just so much better, you know.
Yeah, it's pretty cool the way, and we've done it time and time again, how people come together to help out, and it's just really, it makes you, well, I mean, I say all the time that the channel is really my therapy. It really is. That's
Yeah.
what, especially the live streams, you know, just sitting
Yeah.
down, and then sitting down and talking with you, you know, it's been forever. You know, the last time I talked to you, quote unquote, face to face,
Right.
was Blade Show West in 2019. Now
Yeah, it's been a while.
we talked several times, obviously between now and then, in text and Instagram and all that. And that is cool that we're
Yeah.
able to do that, for sure. But nothing beats being able to sit down face to face and have a conversation, and, you know, over a cold beer or soda or whatever your drink of choice may be, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
So, dude, man, Dylan, I am so happy you agreed to do this with me. I know being on camera isn't your favorite thing, and I totally get that. And we had that discussion. You know, you definitely didn't have to be if you didn't want to be, but I will say a huge thank you for doing it. I really do appreciate it, man. I really do.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me on, and thank you for wanting to talk to me. I figured, you know, we haven't, like you said, we haven't spoke in a long time, like in actual, I guess, in a face-to-face point of view, but you know, this is as good as it's gonna get for right now.
I know. But guys, the Forest, man, it's on pre-order right now. I'll leave, of course, I will leave all of Dylan's links and down in the description. And for those of you that might not know, Dylan actually has a channel.
Oh, I do. Yeah, I haven't posted anything in a while, but I do have a channel.
So technically, this is a channel chat.
Yeah.
No, and I'm kind of deviating from the way I started it. You know, I kind of started out, you know, just kind of talking with smaller channels, and it's just kind of evolved as things type of do, and it's really cool. I love. Hopefully, maybe I can get Adrian on and sit down and talk with him. That would be really cool because again,
that'd be cool.
We haven't had this type of interaction in a while. So, but no, I really, really do appreciate you coming on today, sharing the story of the forest. I'm so stoked for you. Like I said, man, and I hope by the time this airs, they're gone. That's my hope for you. That's my hope for you. I know Hopefully. You got plans. If you have a couple left over, I know you're scheming on a couple of things.
I hope I have at least a handful left over just to do those things. Right. But you know, if not, we'll see.
Okay.
Maybe I'll have to keep some.
See you at Blade Show West. That would be fantastic. Let's just keep that hope alive. We'll sit down. We'll have a nice conversation. Have a beer or whatever, and just have a good time.
For sure. Yeah, it'll be awesome. I'm very, very excited to go to Blade Show West. So
yes, me too.
It'll be awesome.
Me too. But thank you, buddy. Again, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. Greatly appreciate it. Best wishes with the forest and everything else you have coming down the line, my friend. I'm really, really, really happy for you.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
It's been great talking to you, man. We will catch up and we'll hopefully get to do this again real soon.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.